Good afternoon, I'm Malcolm Jordan and this is your Midday News Fix for Wednesday, the 17th of April. Inflation has slowed to the lowest rate since June 2021, but is still outside the Reserve Bank's target range. Just released Stats NZ data shows the Consumer Price Index for the March quarter came in at 4%. Political editor Jason Walls has more.
The figures roughly in line with expectations, but still represent somewhat of a win in the Reserve Bank's fight against inflation. The bank wants to see CPI closer to 3% before it considers cutting interest rates. The 4% annualized figure is a 0.7 percentage point drop on December's CPI increase.
Rents increased 4.7 percentage points in the year to March, the biggest increase since records began in 1999. Oranga Tamariki is looking at cutting 447 jobs in a proposal to lose 632 roles and create 185. The government's directed the agency to reduce its spending by 6.5%. It's said to be aiming to bring back core functions and empower the front line. Azaria Howell has more.
The plan would more than halve its enabling communities and investment team and slash people, culture and enabling services more than a third. Chief Executive Chappie Tekani says this proposal will be a hard read for some. He says the change moves the ministry to where it wants to be as an agency that puts children at the centre of all that it does.
Warnings the disproportionate levels of abuse towards female MPs could be a threat to democracy. New Otago University research has found harassment towards parliamentarians is on the rise. Lead researcher Susanna Every-Palmer says more than two-thirds of the female MPs they surveyed feel fearful for their safety, with almost half feeling unsafe in their own homes. She says this is a risk to them, their families and to democracy.
If we have women MPs less likely to go into politics, less likely to engage, or less likely to stay in politics, that's not okay.
The Canterbury A&P Association president has responded to today's news that this year's show won't take place. The 160-year-old New Zealand agricultural show is putting it down to financial struggles. President Bryce Murray says he's gutted.
I'd have to say I am very disappointed that we aren't going ahead. It is a real shame, and at this late stage for this year.
Northland businesses are telling the government to commit to a full expressway between Northland and Auckland. An NZIER report found a 4-lane highway between Auckland and Whangarei would bring millions to the region's economy. Northland Corporate Chair Group Co-Chair Andrew McLeod says the evidence for the benefits are clear. He told Mike Hosking the government just needs to get this done sooner rather than later.
Make the decision to get it built and then look at how you finance and fund it. The cost of not building this road is immense, and we're finding that it's just an economic barricade for business up here.
To sport, Paris Saint-Germain and Borussia Dortmund have advanced to the semi-finals of football's Champions League over Barcelona and Atletico Madrid respectively. Macy Fraser will depart the Phoenix in a record transfer move for women's A-League football. The 21-year-old has signed with Utah in the American League. Rafael Nadal has completed a successful tennis return in the first round of the Barcelona Open, and former Australian cricketer Michael Slater has been refused bail and remanded in custody over domestic violence charges. I'm Malcolm Jordan. That's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at 5 p.m. from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.